My paintings often start with an experience that turns into a lingering memory. In the middle of summer, the sun sets late here, and at 8:45 p.m., I get to see this display outside my front door. So one night after my wife and daughter went to bed, I dragged out a dining chair to my front yard and pulled out my sketching supplies. 20 minutes later, I came back inside with this. It had some of the ideas, but the next night, I went back out and I did it again. I think it was all about color relationships and color texture. I thought that I learned enough from these that it was time to go back into the studio and see what I could do using those studies and using memory. I used a 11 by 15 inch sheet of rough watercolor paper, and I started with everything wet to load in the big blocks of color. That blue of the sky, the yellow of the light, the green of the shadow, those were the key elements. Then I started coming in and adding some of those smaller color shifts. Darker, lighter, warmer, cooler. Things that got those big shapes starting to vibrate a little bit and mimic the texture of foliage on trees. Golden hour lighting has always intrigued me. It's very dramatic, it's beautiful, the long shadows, the warm light. I love the way that it can change ordinary scenes into something incredible, just with light. I remember taking on this visual challenge last year, too, during a painting I did for the 2024 Lavender Paint Out competition. It was a large 18 by 24 oil painting on wood panel, and I completed it in 3 or 4 different live sessions. I came back to the same farm at the same time, a couple of different days, and that painting was all about the cast shadow of tall evergreen trees on a lavender field, and that cast shadow also climbing up the evergreen trees opposite, across the way. So this is a theme that I've approached before, and it's a theme that I'm sure I will return to again. But this time it's focused. It's focused on those color relationships. It's focused on the medium of watercolor. The tools that you have as a watercolorist are pretty different from oil painting. You don't use opaque paint in the same way. The color mixing is a little different. There's shifts that happen as the colors dry as well. But there's a certain luminosity you get in watercolor painting as well. This one I wanted to feel focused. I didn't want it to be a large symphonic orchestra. I wanted this painting to be more like a chamber piece, more like a quartet or something like that. Just a few instruments in a small room. There was something else about that experience that my painting couldn't capture. The second night that I went out to paint from the trees in person, I came out a little too early. And while I was waiting for the lighting to get right, I sat in my dining chair on the lawn and wrote a poem. I wrote this poem. Upon the evening time, I sit upon the evening time in golden drift of summer shine. The others sprawl as they unwind and leave me to this task of mine. Apart I wait and hear the crow who sits atop the cedar grove. That change is near we both can know when blue is drained to amber glow. We stake our claim this quiet hour like watchmen waiting at our tower to see the sinking light devour a feast of land with silent power. The darkness soon will make its way and steal the colors far away, but first the blaze of sylvan flame to kiss farewell the dying day. I think this poem reveals something about the experience that my painting couldn't, and I think the painting reveals something about it that the poem can't. Together, I think they play off each other, they help each other to interpret. Together, they both serve as little artifacts of experience. Really, all of this is just playing around. It's just sketching. It's just pouring out. Maybe one day I'll come back to these. Maybe I'll develop them into a bigger piece, but for now, this is good. Thanks for spending some time with me. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. I'll see you next time.